The hospital doors burst open, and every head turned as a wounded German Shepherd puppy limped inside, bleeding and dragging a mysterious black bag clenched tightly in his jaws. Doctors froze, unsure whether to run or help, but the puppy's eyes, filled with desperation, warned them that what he carried was no ordinary object. Patients whispered in fear while one nurse covered her mouth in disbelief. "What could be inside that bag?" she murmured, trembling. Why had this injured puppy risked everything to bring it here? No one knew that what lay hidden in that bag would soon shock everyone. The morning at St. Mary's Hospital had begun like any other. Patients waiting in line, nurses moving briskly between rooms, and doctors reviewing charts with calm focus. Everything felt routine, predictable, safe. But that calm shattered in an instant as the automatic doors swung open with a loud hiss, revealing the small, bloodied puppy dragging the heavy black bag across the floor. Gasps echoed through the lobby. A nurse froze, hands over her mouth, and security guards stiffened, unsure what to do. The puppy stopped in the middle of the corridor, panting heavily but refusing to let go. His body trembling under the weight of exhaustion. A white bandage clung to one paw, already stained crimson. Every breath came as a shaky whimper, yet his eyes burned with determination. Nurses inched closer, but a weak growl warned them back as he dragged the bag another few inches before collapsing, still clawing at the floor to push it forward. Compassion and fear battled in the doctor's eyes. Whatever was in that bag, it mattered deeply to him. One young nurse knelt and whispered softly, "It's okay, boy. We want to help." The puppy whimpered again and nudged the bag forward, as if begging them to look. The corridor fell silent. The black bag lay between his trembling paws, ordinary in appearance yet heavy with mystery. A senior doctor signaled to a security officer. "Carefully open it, slowly," he instructed. The officer knelt, gloved hands trembling as he tugged at the knot. The puppy whimpered, watching desperately. A faint sound emerged, a muffled, fragile noise that made the nurse closest to the bag gasp. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Everyone leaned in, tension thick in the air. Then came a soft, heartbreaking cry from within. The officer's eyes widened as he pulled the bag open. Silence fell over the room. Inside, wrapped in a thin blood-stained cloth, lay a tiny newborn baby, its pale skin trembling, lips quivering with the faintest breath. Nurses gasped, some covering their mouths, others rushing forward in disbelief. The baby let out another weak cry, barely audible yet powerful enough to pierce every heart in the corridor. One nurse scooped the infant into her arms, shouting, "Get oxygen ready. Prepare the warmer. We need vitals now." Doctor scrambled into motion as the puppy, now barely conscious, closed his eyes with a faint whine, as if relieved that his mission was finally complete. The once orderly hospital erupted into chaos as footsteps echoed down the corridors and staff rushed to save the fragile newborn's life. Meanwhile, the exhausted German Shepherd puppy collapsed near the doctor's feet, his trembling body finally surrendering to pain and fatigue. He whimpered softly, his eyes locked on the infant as if to make sure the tiny heartbeat continued. Blood trickled slowly from his wounds, but he never looked away. His mission was complete. He had delivered the most precious cargo of all. Tears welled in the nurse's eyes as she cradled the child. How did he know?" she whispered, but the question no longer mattered. What mattered was that this little creature had carried a miracle into the hospital. The emergency ward roared to life. Nurses rushed forward with equipment as doctors barked rapid instructions, their movements sharp and desperate. The newborn was placed on a small stretcher, its chest rising and falling unevenly while a monitor beeped erratically, warning of how close life was slipping away. A trembling nurse held the oxygen mask steady, whispering prayers under her breath. The puppy, barely able to move, dragged himself closer, his gaze fixed on the child. A weak bark escaped him, less a sound of strength and more a plea. To everyone in the room, it felt as if he was begging them not to give up. "Heart rate dropping," one doctor shouted. Another adjusted the oxygen while a third began chest compressions, his hands moving with mechanical precision. Sweat glistened on foreheads, Seconds stretched into eternity, and the ticking clock became thunder in their ears. The puppy whimpered again, pawing feebly at the stretcher, his will unbroken despite his frail body. This wasn't just a rescue, it was a fight for two lives bound together by fate. Then at last, the silence shattered with a piercing cry. The baby's lungs released a sound so pure and strong that it brought tears to every eye. Relief swept through the ward. Nurses exhaled shakily, doctors exchanged weary smiles, and some even wiped their faces as emotion overtook them. The newborn was alive. Against all odds, life had returned. The little hero, his strength spent, collapsed completely now, his tiny chest rising and falling in shallow breaths. A nurse gently lifted him, whispering through tears, "You're a hero, little one." She placed him beside the baby's warmer so that he could rest within sight of the life he had saved. Even in sleep, his head turned slightly toward the infant, as though still guarding it. Word of the miracle spread through the hospital like wildfire, drawing curious staff and awestruck patients. Many couldn't believe what they heard: a wounded puppy dragging a bag that carried a baby. Some called it fate. Others called it divine intervention. But all agreed on one thing: this dog was no ordinary animal. Later, when the chaos finally settled, a folded note was found tucked inside the black bag. Its smudged handwriting revealed a heartbreaking truth. A desperate mother had abandoned her child, praying that someone kind would find it. Instead, fate had sent a guardian with paws, a true angel in disguise.